Hello class, this is Jason Hall and I will be going over the expectations on how to use the Shaderware software uh, to learn virtual radiography. So what we are going to be going over is how to create a login, password, and to track your progress, how to access the user's guide, and how to start completing studies from simple to complex. So to begin, what I'm going to do is log on to, from Google, the Shaderware software. Alright, so you just bring that up and you click on the very first one, and if you go down onto the site here, you'll find a spot to log in and create a password so they can track your progress. And then next, what you want to do is go down to the resources tab and then go down to the user's guide. Okay, from our user's guide here, we're going to scroll down through the credits to find the table of contents here. And this is where you're going to find how to control the software. Alright, they have certain sections here. They have an introduction to the room and a console, and then we have the controlling the table bucky x-rays and tube, to chapter 3 to selecting patients, and so on. So just scrolling down to a screen where we can start learning. Here is a representation of the x-ray room. You guys can see the table right here where the patient would be laying down, or we have an upright wall bucky that is over here on the left. The x-ray tube is in this portion here that I'm circling, and if you go up to the top of the screen here at menu, these are your options to select such things as image receptors, patients, studies. This is going to be your main toolbar to access many options to the program. As you guys can tell here, we have left and right LED markers here. We have window and leveling buttons right here to manipulate the post-processed image. We also have field of view markers here, the eyeball. So you can actually have different views close to the patient, far away. So scrolling down from there. Alright, so we do have scenarios where we are going to be using the table bucky or the wall bucky chest stand, and we do actually have an option here for using different kinds of technology with CR and DR. They do have viewpoints, just like I mentioned before with the eye, where you can click for a different point of view, either next to the patient or further away. So this bar right here is actually creating a cross-table hip x-ray. This is how close your field of view would get if you wanted to get this far down. And scrolling down, some more options here are our control panel, which we can manipulate the kilovolt peak here for the amount of intensity of the radiation beam. We have our milliamperage here that you can also set in seconds or milliamperage or together at MAS. We have an exposure button, so once you're ready to take the exposure, you can press this button and actually create an image. What's nice about the program is that the image that we take will show up on this part right here, and then what it'll do, the computer will bring up a benchmark image that the radiologist prefers. So what we want to do is start to create an image that is very similar to the one that the radiologist needs to be diagnostic. If you look down here at the bottom, it also has window and leveling techniques here. You can manipulate the image to closely resemble what the radiologist actually wants. And towards the buttons up here, we also have the ability to rotate the image, to flip it, to mirror it, to flip it upside down on both sides. So scrolling down to chapter 2 is where we start getting into the buttons where if you click onto the floating table, you can move the patient to the spot that you need. With the x-ray tube locked into the wall, to the table bucky here, we would then float the table into position where the patient to get to the body part that we need. So again, that manipulation is pretty easy. You would just click right on the image here of the floating table and then move the patient to where you would need them. Same thing with the wall bucky. You would move the tube down to the spot that you would need it, bringing the wall bucky down to the body part that we want. So the x-ray tube here, you can actually see in the upper left corner here some of the buttons that you would do to manipulate the tube in case you needed a cephalic or caudal tilt on the tube, you could do that. Alright, so I'm going to switch to another video here of a study in progress. So this is what the room would look like when you are actually taking an image, bringing the tube down. You would be collimating and acquiring the image. So your post-processing image, we would manipulate window and level to actually look like what the radiologist would need. So what I would like you to do is to read the user's guide and start practicing with the program itself. And then what I want you to do is start on simple studies and then starting to move to the complex, and we will have benchmarks along the way where you should be based on the week of class. So thank you for watching this training video, and have fun with the program, and I will see you in class.